Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to Tabletop Reviews, where we're once again having a look at Ticket to Ride map collection. This time it is number 5, United Kingdom plus Pennsylvania. So we'll quickly to the table and see how it is set up and played. Alright, let's set this up. And again, you will have seen last week, Pennsylvania, United Kingdom is the cover star, so let's start off with that one. Of course, a bag of trading cards from Europe, and I have the trading cards over here ready. Anyways, let's quick get into this one. Bam. And get out the central board here and fold it out. That's Pennsylvania. Let's flip it around to the United Kingdom. There we go. Yeah. Real nice looking. Let's just get everything down here ready, because there's a lot of stuff. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot that United Kingdom has its own trading cards right here. Just here's the back, here's the front, so we can shuffle that up. Of course, place it up top, flip it over for the first 5 here. Bam, 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 and bam. You have the root cards. Let me just make sure that there's some of the root cards. Just with these double maps, you sometimes, I at least sometimes mix them up accidentally, and you know it happens, and you'll just have to move on. Anyways, bam, okay. And these are only, yes, these are only these ones. Great. Anyways. 5 roots for each person. You have to keep 3 of them. We know these rules already. Of course, also 2 starting cards. I'm really good at forgetting that. There we go. Put markers on 0 or 100. It counts as 0 at the beginning. And then we have, yes. Well, now you're kind of ready to start the game. Actually, I just need to find where did I put the rule book, because I'm gonna need to show you something in it. There we go. Alright, so the rules are basic as always, the same as in every other. I need to breathe. In every other Ticket to Ride, you can draw 2 cards unless it's the locomotive like these ones. These are multicolored. You can only pick 1, but if you draw it, you can still draw 2. Otherwise, you can pick 2 up there and put down the same amount of colored cards as the roots. So, you know, 1 blue here, 2 green here, 3 yellows here. Now, what this differs and makes it incredibly interesting is through this here technology. Honestly, this is a thick deck, and honestly it's a lot easier if I simply turn the page and show you it in the book here, because here you have all the technologies. So you have the available technologies and you have the advanced technologies. Anyways, so some of these in here are absolutely necessary. You have the concessions: Wales, Ireland, France, and Scotland concession. These do so you can move in to Ireland, France, Wales, Scotland. As you can see here on the board, England is marked with the English flag, Wales with the Welsh flag, Scotland with the Scottish flag. Ireland, I think that's up to a lot of debate, because it is using the cross, which is Northern Ireland, but Northern Ireland is obviously only like this part. So, oh boy, I hope they did something if they released this in the United Kingdom, because, oh my god. If you don't know the story, I recommend googling it. That is trouble brewing, what they've done there. And of course we have France down here. You have the mechanical stoker here, which allows you to claim 3 space routes. So that means at the beginning of the game you cannot claim this one with 3 yellows. You can only claim 2 or 1s. You need this one to claim 3 moves, 3 regions, which is insane. Then you have there's of course 4 of each of these ones, because this expansion is for 4 players only. So each person can get that, each, you know. Then you have the superheated steam boiler, allows you to claim 4, 5, and 6 space routes. But you still need the mechanical stoker to claim 3, so like even though, so that's interesting. And then you have the propellers, which allows you to claim ferry routes, the booster, and you may now use any 3 cards as a locomotive instead of the 4 normal. What? Okay, there's a rule that I've missed. You can use 4 to a locomotive. Okay, that's a rule I've missed. Anyways, that's not a necessary one. Boiler lacking, you get score 1 extra point for each route that you claim. That's an interesting one. Get it early. That's pretty decent. Steam turbines, you score 2 extra points for each ferry route that you claim. When combined with boiler lacking, you score 3 points. So these two together can score you quite a lot of points for the ferry routes. I mean, this one is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is already 10 points. You can add that up to 13 points for this one. If you flip it around here, you have double heading. At the end of the game, you score 2 points for each ticket that you completed. So that's, you know, extra points right there. And right away, there's only one of these ones, and we get into those now. But this is, you may play this card to claim a route that was already claimed by another player. When playing this card, you must still play the correct number of cards to claim the route. Simply place your trains on it next to the other player's trains. You must immediately claim the route when you take this card, and after you have claimed the route, return the card to the table so it can be taken by another player. So you can quickly claim the same route, and it is returned. Claim 2 routes this turn, then return the card. Return the cards, return the card. When drawing train cards, you can decide to draw 3 blind cards instead of the regular 2. There's 2 of these ones. This one doesn't say return, so this could be just a permanent upgrade for you. At the end of the game, score 20 points if you have the most completed tickets. If not, lose 20 points. Ooh, so that's a risky one, you know, risky business. That's interesting. There's again some interesting stuff. That's interesting, as if this is the first time I'm reading it. It is not. I simply just, it's very confusing, I think. Now, at the end of the game, score 15 points if you have the longest route. If not, lose 15 points. So that's, you know, kind of the same. And then we have the set line, final one, decent power. When claiming a route, you may play 1 less card than required. You must still play at least 1 card, and you cannot ignore a locomotive on a ferry route. So those are the advanced technologies. Some of them you have to return, some you don't. The cost is says right here: 1 locomotive, 2 locomotive, 2 locomotives, 1 locomotive, 1, 2, 2. So cost locomotives, and I always just sit with this one so we can read it. Of course, we flip to the Danish page, because remembering what they cost and having them spread out on the table is going to take up a lot of room. So we just sit with the rule book to read it. Anyways, those are the technologies, and it's the major difference to this one. You need technologies like, let me see if I have one here. Well, no, this is one that you maybe could claim without. Newcastle to Southampton. Let's look at that. Newcastle here, and Southampton must be down here. I mean, yeah, you could go on the straight route here. Let's see, that's a bad example. London, Brighton, bad example. You go. Glasgow to France. That's Scotland, that's France, that's... well, Scotland was maybe the same one. Anyways, another one. So that's 2 of them you need to buy right there to get to France and Scotland. It's a lot of points for this one, 19 points, that's nice. So, that's the addition to the game. Otherwise it's all the same. If you completed a route, you score scored points. If you didn't, you score minus points. You have those additions to score more or less points. Maybe you want to risk it, maybe not, who knows. And of course you score points for placing the man. As I said, 5 is just 10 normal. You can upgrade that to 13, 6 is 15, all those rules. Anyways, let's get back to the table. We have Pennsylvania to look at. Let's quickly transform this from the United Kingdom to Pennsylvania, United States. Okay, a quick change, we turn it around here, bam, place the score markers on 0, which is already there here. You just use the same trains as from the United Kingdom here, and then you have these ones, which you can just, these are companies, you can decide to split them up, so this pile and this pile, or maybe you can just keep them in one pile and then search through it. That's kind of up to you, that's up to how much table space you have, all of that. But I'm just gonna place them here for now, and then of course gonna grab out again 5 routes, choose 3, put the rest at the bottom of the pile. Bam! Now we're ready to get started. All the other setup is the same, and you know all the rules again they're just the same. You claim, you can draw 2 cards. If this is the locomotive, you can only draw the 1. you can get 4 new route cards, or you can claim a route down here. Now, if you do claim a route down here, 2 things will happen. So, that's a pretty interesting beginning. So, 2 locomotives to claim. And this route right here. I mean, if that was in the United Kingdom, that was a brilliant start to the game. Anyways, that's a bad example. I'm going to place them here. That's just a better example. And I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to show you up close here. I should do this more. As you can see, there are 3 symbols right here. These are 3 symbols of companies which you can get a share in. You have to choose one of them to get a share in from, as I said, the pile. And as I said, do it in one or you know, split out. So that's one of the companies. Just grab these companies to show you. And where's the other? That's the other company. Bam. And oh, that's the final company already. Yay! Bam. All right. So you choose one of these cards to claim, and they at the end of the game. You can see right here what they will give you. If you have the most of this company, you get 14 points. If you have the second most, 9 points. If you have the least, it's only 5 points. Will it concentrate on it? So you can see probably. Then you have this one, which is 12, 7, and 5. And this one, which is 8 and 5. And the smallest one over here, no, it actually does still give, which is ridiculous because there's 2 of them. So you legitimately can't be 1 and 2. You have to either be 1 or 2. You can't be 1 and 2 because there's only 2 of them. That's a little bit ridiculous. Anyways, you choose one of these, and as I said, that's if you have the most 8 points or 12 or 14. Choose one of them and then try and claim some more for the route to, at the end of the game, score based on how many you have. So if you're at 4 players and you're 4th, you are not going to get any points whatsoever for it. Unfortunately. I don't know, I feel like I'm putting on an accent all of a sudden. I'm sorry about that. That was definitely an accent. Fucking hell. I am sorry that I'm putting on an accent if it offends anyone. That's not on purpose. Anyways, that's the addition to the game. Everything else is the same. Score, you know, 2 routes put down. That's only 2 points for it. Bam. And of course, completed routes plus points. Non-completed routes minus points. I think that's everything for Pennsylvania. I know that's everything for Pennsylvania. Again, you have Canada up here, which is always an interesting one. There's a country. So that's Pennsylvania and United Kingdom. Let's get back to the table and talk about my opinion on them. And welcome back to the table. And I'm getting a hang of just the smooth transition. I got this, man. Just don't think too much about it. Anyway, still right. United Kingdom plus Pennsylvania. Let's talk about the gameplay again. As always, I'm just talking about changes to the gameplay and not the overall gameplay because it's still just tickets right. United Kingdom, of course, has the technology to change up the gameplay. Very interesting. The advanced technology is difficult to remember in your head, and spending that many locomotives, it has to really be worth it. So those are a little bit meh. But the regular what's called technologies. You have to go to Scotland, you can go to France, you can go 3 routes, you can go 4, 5, 6 routes. Those are very interesting, you have to have those. And you're maybe sitting there thinking, do you want to go a long time without getting them? But maybe you're sitting there with a starting hand, forcing you to get the Scotland concession thing right away. I think that was a very interesting. The advanced ones are still pretty interesting, and you probably want to use them. I mean, some of them were very useful. They're just a little bit difficult to keep track of, and they're very expensive in terms of cards. It takes a lot to get 4 locomotives, let alone 1 and 2 for the regular technologies. So I don't know if the price is something that I'm overly happy about, but the powers that they give you is insane. And of course, just the regular ones is very interesting. Having to get these ones to move longer routes is I think it's brilliant actually. Combining, you know, maybe you have, you know, the starting hand of 5 routes, you have 2 just in England, and then you need one of the other ones, but that means that you will grab 2 more because these 2 are in Scotland, so England to Scotland. I might as well grab both of them because I'm forced to get into Scotland. This one that is going Wales to Ireland. If that one, not right now. I need to concentrate on these ones and get the concessions and stuff, and then I can look at it a little bit later on. Definitely very interesting addition to the game, and I understand what that one is. The poster child of the box. Pennsylvania. I like Pennsylvania. It's a good map. The edition is very simple. You know, with the what's it called? What is it called? Stocks. There it is. Well, I couldn't remember what it was, but stocks and companies. It's very interesting. I mentioned in the San Francisco that it was very similar to that one, except in Pennsylvania, you grab as many as you want from the companies. The one with the most amount of point in the company gets the most. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you were talking a thematic sense, it makes very much thematic sense. So I do like those ones, and giving you a choice of 3, where you're sitting there like, okay, I've got, most of them you're only going to choose one, you're not going to take the route again. That's very interesting, it's different, very different from San Francisco. You just visit one place and get one and move on. This one is like, which one do I want? Because I'm only going to get one of these ones here, and there's other options to get them. Right here, right now, what do I want? What do I want to risk on? Do I want to take the big one, which I might just get one from those ones, or my opponent might get a lot from them? Do I want the small one where I'm already like close to it, saw one of them, it only had 3, so getting one of them, you were 1/3 of the way to getting maximum points, guaranteed. The one with 2 in it is ridiculous. I think you just need to have for that one, I think you need a rule to share the points. If both of you get one of them, you just share the points, So it should be 1 and 1/1 to imply that you're both there. And then, yeah. Anyways, that would be interesting if you played by that rule, actually. Anyways, where was this? It's interesting with the choices and the size of the companies. I remember one gameplay, I risked it on the biggest company. I got a lot in the biggest company, and then right at the end, my opponent grabbed that last one, getting more than me. And looking at the points, as far as I remember, it's a little while ago, but as far as I remember, that was the deciding factor. Getting that one extra one, So it's about moving quickly, and you can look back and go, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have focused on the biggest and the middle biggest, because taking the middle biggest was what maybe not half as many for the biggest company. So that's very interesting choices you get from Pennsylvania and United Kingdom as well. Very, very interesting points. United Kingdom is very heavy, I think. When we talk about, I mean, let's quickly talk about components. This one just adds things we already know: the cards and the map. The artwork, it's all as we know from Team Night. The artwork in this one is, although the United Kingdom front here is very gloom, the actual artwork is very bright, very colorful, very beautiful. But that's component. So does it lie to you? Because that's where I want to talk about now. Again, it's on the tip. 2 to 5 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes. No. 2 to 5 players, 8 and up, 30 to 60 minutes. Pennsylvania is what I always say, 10 and up, maybe 9, thereabout. United Kingdom is a bit more because of the technologies. You have to keep track of the technologies, kind of. You gotta know the starter ones. So what you can and can't do. You need, to go claim 3 routes, 4, 5. You need to understand that. You need to have a look over what the other technologies do. As I said, the rulebook's always on the table when you play it, just to keep a track of it. We need to understand what they do and if they're worth going in for. So I think you need to be a little bit older to play United Kingdom, because it is a bit more heavy, it's a bit more interesting, a bit more thinky. You're sitting there more like, oh, what am I going to do? Which technology is this? The technology is interesting, what is it not? As always, these map collections just add one very, very interesting thing to it. If you add like United Kingdom, Pennsylvania and Heart of Africa, imagine those together. Damn. And then the scoring from Italy, the Italy map. It's done here. I'm recording this on the same day with the parts of the country. This one is just being in Scotland, Ireland, and Northern Ireland. Man, imagine combining these ones. That would be brilliant. It would be incredibly heavy and difficult, I think, but really making the ultimate ticket to ride rules from all of them. Just simple technologies from United Kingdom. The stocks, like in Pennsylvania. The stations, like in Europe. The extra bonus cards in Heart of Africa to build on that one. The toll on some of the bridges, right? If you want to cross into a country, that might cost you a toll, right? maybe the Italy scoring opportunities of being in different countries and in different regions. Even the Italy one with the ferry cards, tunnels in it. Man, I can imagine a lot of very interesting variabilities by combining all of the many rules. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be bad. I don't think it would be overly complicated as long as you know the rules. It would be very interesting. Anyways, I'm talking about United Kingdom, Pennsylvania only. United Kingdom, I think it's really good with the technologies. I think that's a brilliant edition, one of the best editions in these map collections. Anyway, so it's really good. Having a good thinking about it and just being a good map. General, so Ticket to Ride, map collection, number 5, United Kingdom, Pennsylvania gets a 9 out of 10 from me. That's the first map collection that goes above the 8 baseline. It's the first since I talked about Nordic countries and Europe that gets above that base rating of 8 out of 10. Pennsylvania, United Kingdom, Pennsylvania, the first one to go up there. Of course, I'm keeping this one. Number 5 in the order. I want to play this some more. It's really good. Stays in the collection, the complete Ticket to Ride collection that I want to have eventually. Anyways, that's another review done by me. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.